And in 25 days, they rounded up 15,000 people and herded them into those open air stockades. One of the women that was being herded was actually given birth, and they wouldn't let her rest. And she eventually just sort of laid down on the ground and died. There was no sanitation or shelter in the stockades. And in a few months, thousands of people had died. People then had to walk west. And, you know, the estimate is that 4,000 people died. There's a contemporary scholar that says with the sharp decline in birth rates, the total death toll is probably, or the total loss of life is probably closer to 10,000. And that's out of a population of 16,000. And I think people have this vague notion that, you know, people had to walk a long ways and a lot of people died and it was tragic. But I think we don't have a concept of how violent some of these chapters of our history are, and how we haven't gone back as a country and said, okay, we committed genocide. This was wrong. We need to change our laws. We need to make sure that something like this doesn't ever happen again. We've just moved on and forgotten about it.
I mean, it's a deeply historical book, but if you could talk about how these policies still inform American law today.
Absolutely. And so there's some great work by a legal scholar named Maggie Blackhawk, and she really lays bare the way that the policies and the power our government gave itself to dispossess indigenous
Agape Soul Boutique. High-end boutique looks and quality with affordable pricing. Located at 6025 Martin Luther King Street South in St. Pete. Choose from our amazing selection of stylish, fashion-forward heels, wedges, boots, children's shoes, accessories, and much more. You can shop now and pay later, interest-free with Afterpay. Subscribe to our website and get huge savings on our latest products at agapesoulboutique.com. For more information, call 727-379-1318. Come give your feet the royal treatment and check us out at Agape Soul Boutique today.
Terrain it created.
Talk about the title of your book, Rebecca, By the Fire We Carry.
Yeah, it's inspired by a Joy Harjo poem, and the line in the poem is, I keep warm by a fire carried through cruelty. And one of the things that our Southeastern tribes share is that we had mother towns and people were connected by our ceremonial fires. And during the Trail of Tears, people brought their fires, and those fires still burn in Oklahoma. And so it's the literal fire that our tribes had.
Sometimes I be wanna go berserk, but I'm alright cause I just hit this perk. I got a lot of homies on the shirt. Granny instead of telling me I need to be in church. Black man with a felony, it's hard to find work. Drug price high, couple niggas got it, but they pie. Free my nigga Fry, St. Pete, full of crowds, I don't fuck with them. Couple of them had me like, damn, I grew up with them. I ain't chillin', I'm slime with them painkillers. Fourth down, Pasco, county bound. Big set my dog up, R.I.P. the bro. So I don't trust no horse, set this 4 pound. They gave my other dog life, told him to sit with a stick. They say later, couple 4 down. Hurt, blunt, lit up. Bad bitches sweating like they stretched and did sit up. They never gon' forget what I be stressing on my CDs. Making it out the ghetto, putting my section on the TV. Sometimes I be wanna go berserk, but I'm alright cause I just hit this perk. See me in the studio, you know I come to work. Tell them my life so they can feel my hurt. Sometimes I be wanna go berserk, but I'm alright cause I just hit this perk. See me in the studio, you know I come to work. Tell them my life so they can feel my hurt. Remember that night in jail, I told myself, if they don't kill me, when I make it out this hell, I'ma make them motherfuckers feel me. They say the way I'm living, ain't no labels gon' come near me. Too caught up in the street, they never had a chance to hear me. Niggas and hoes creep, I had to find that out the hard way. They drop more salt than McDonald's fries on your Padre. I know he ain't right, just from the vibe and what my heart say. They smile in your face, but deep inside they feel a dark way. Daddy was gone, Mama stressing cause the rent late. Due on the 5th, it still ain't paid and it's the 10th day. Locked in these chains, right now I feel like Kuta Kinte. The plug got shot, right now the hood on Caliente. I'm speaking in Spanish, that mean hot for you dummies. High IQ, but with the lyrics I'm the dumbest. Speaking the truth, that's why I run it from the stomach. Giving them hell while I'm being honest. Sometimes I be wanna go berserk. But I'm alright cause I just hit this perk. See me in the studio, you know I come to work. Tell them my life so they can feel my hurt. Sometimes I be wanna go berserk. But I'm alright cause I just hit this perk. See me in the studio, you know I come to work. Tell them my life so they can feel my hurt.
Today's book of the day is a book called Sweet Taste of Liberty, a true story of slavery and restitution in America. It's by W. Caleb McDaniel. I'm sure Brother Yubi, if he's on, he's going to make sure this one gets into the chat, right? So just very briefly, it says in April of 1848, Henrietta Wood, an enslaved woman, was taken from her home in Kentucky, a slave state, to Ohio, a free state, and given her freedom papers. In Cincinnati, Wood later recalled that she had her first, quote, sweet taste of liberty. Today's book of the day is a book called Sweet Taste of Liberty, a true story of slavery and restitution in America. It's by W. Caleb McDaniel. I'm sure Brother Yubi, if he's on, he's going to make sure this one gets into the chat, right? So just very briefly, it says in April of 1848, Henrietta Wood, an enslaved woman, was taken from her home in Kentucky, a slave state, to Ohio, a free state, and given her freedom papers. In Cincinnati, Wood later recalled that she had her first, quote, sweet taste of liberty. In 1853, 5 years later, she was kidnapped forcibly and taken to Kentucky and re-enslaved. Wood was ultimately bought by a cotton planter who took her to Texas, where she would remain until after the Civil War. A few years after she was freed for a second time, she returned to Cincinnati, determined to seek justice.
Wow.
I'm not going to tell us how it ends.
Yeah.
But it's a fantastic ending on it. The book was a Pulitzer Prize winner.
Okay.
And it changes the way, I mean, this is Money Making Motivation Monday, right?
Yeah, it is.
It changes the way we not only see the institution of slavery, but it changes the way that we see agency of formerly enslaved people.
Okay.
When they say she sought justice, she took them to court.
Okay. And then what happened? We got to get the book.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
Right? But she did. What we sometimes miss, there's a really good book by Nancy Van Dusen. I'll bring it in. It's called Global Indios.
Okay.
And all it is an account of court cases that were filed in international court in the 15 and 1600s by indigenous people who were suing for their rights after the new laws of Burgos was passed. It's 1543.
Yeah.
So
I love to see
they
that.
took people to court.
Yeah.
Not just that. There are cases of the enslaved and formerly enslaved in Alabama who took white people to court and won.
Okay.
Tell you one case, and then we'll hop off. There was an individual who was pestered by an overseer. He was an enslaved man.
Okay.
African man. Pestered by an overseer. Overseer attacked the man. Brother got a knife, stabbed the overseer to death. Took it to court and won.
Wow.
In the 1850s.
Wow. Yeah, you don't see too many of those cases.
They won't tell you that.
Yeah, you don't see those cases. Yeah.
But we're people of justice.
Yeah.
So we didn't ever look necessarily for extrajudicial punishment. We took the people who harmed us when we could to court.
Right.
And argued our cases.
Yeah.
This is an enslaved man who kills a white overseer by stabbing him to death.
And then you know what? They highlight the cases that we lose, because we always hear about the Dred Scott decision.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like you hear about that case.
Plessy versus Ferguson.
Plessy versus Ferguson. You hear about these cases that we went to court and lost, but you don't hear about the victories that we had.
Oh, yeah.
So why would you hear only about the ones we lost? Because
it discourages you from filing lawsuits.
Duh.
Come on now.
They telling you can go to court and win.
Then everybody be like,
you ready to go to
we
court?
We got a whole bunch of smarter young.
I'm taking them to court.
Yeah, so and the sister
in our AAVE.
Come on now.
The coat.
And there you go. Sister Henrietta Wood is truly a heroine. And her story definitely needs to be read. So if we can, Sweet Taste of Liberty, a true story of slavery and restitution in America by W. Caleb McDaniel.
You will be rewarded by beatings that are moving. You know I did it started. Man, what it is, what it do. Hey, how y'all doing out there today, Tampa Bay? Man, this King Jab, the voice of the people, man. I'm up in here. I got a action-packed show today, y'all. We're gonna drop some sports. I got a little bit of news. I did a round for round breakdown of the presidential debate, y'all. This is kind of weird for me because the way I broke it down is I went to the debate and I went round for round and I went directly to the topic. And I tried to grab the things that the candidate said that was actually directly to the topic. Very difficult task I chose to put on myself. Very difficult task that I chose to put on myself. And then we're going to talk about the Tyreek Hill arrest. Before we get into those things real quick, hold on, y'all. We got some things coming up in the community. I know Tuesday, September 17th, it's the Queens for Life 5th Annual Gun Violence Awareness Walk. And this awareness walk is from 5:30 to 7 p.m. And it's from on 18th Avenue and 24th Street. This walk will be honoring Yvonne Abernathy and a angelversary for Maurice Scott. The walk begins on 24th Street cul-de-sac off of 18th across from Perkins Elementary and ends at Yale Street and Queensboro Avenue South. So for those that have been affected by gun violence, for those that have family members or you just really care about the situation, this walk is Tuesday, September 17th from 5:30 to 7 p.m. And they'll be starting on 24th Street, 18th Avenue at 5:30 p.m. Regular people time. Get there at 6:30 talking about where everybody at. Also on Tuesday, September 17th, they haven't dropped the promo yet, but it's coming. I myself will be speaking on a panel regarding black men and voting, and this event will be at the Carter G. Woodson. Also on Tuesday, September 17th. And this event is a panel event. I'm excited. We had a very good interactive Zoom call yesterday. Very powerful, smart people on this panel. Senators, council members, members of the community, and I'm just excited to be in the mix. You know what I mean? I'm excited that, they wanted the voice there, y'all. So yeah, they requested the voice. So even with that, I didn't even go. They asked me for a bio, and I didn't really want to give all these big, large credentials, man. I think I put on there voice of the people, 99.1 Jams. I think I put on there community advocate and owner of Get Zot Media. And the reason why I didn't really go into this long, insinuated bio because I'm gonna come there stripped down. I'm gonna come there as the voice of the people. So my consciousness and my thought process and what I add to this panel will be absolutely from the mind state and as a voice of the people in my community. So I'm excited about it. Again, that's September 17th at the Carter G. Woodson. I think we start the meet and greet about 6 o'clock, and we'll be jumping off about 6:30. So be there because it'll be some snacks. It's gonna be some snacks, so be there. You know what I mean? Also, y'all, on 9/22 Sunday, we will be at Dave's, y'all, on 1510 and 16th Street South. This is a black men of our community support each other event, and we don't fight alone. We're here to help. This is a panel that is hosted by the women of our community for black men, and this is going to be something completely different from the voting panel. But I got 2 panels within a week that I'm gonna be on. But this is really going to be something that's moderated by women and expressions of black men. I wish we could have did this one before the voting panel, because I think once I leave away from this event, I'll have a more of an outtake on how we really, really, really feel. More of us, not just, myself and the people on the panel. So this is hey man, this one's gonna be just as action packed as the other one, man. We got Romeo Mathis, Mr. John Bailey, Mr. David Jackson himself, myself, Lorenzo Biddens Jr., Eddie Rowe, Dorvair Weaver, and the brother David Muhammad, who's always a joy for me to see, man. Every time you see this brother, man, his smile light up the room. So, and I like his outtakes on what we doing in the community. I can say him, his wife are looked over for what they actually do for our community. So I'm excited about this. And it says that what are some of the struggles of being a black man? Let's talk about it. We're going to be addressing mental health, fatherhood, relationships, returning citizens, depression, suicide, and being a protector. Speaking of fatherhood, I want to hit this real quick before I go into sports, y'all. I had commented on a Facebook post, basically talking about, men being fathers. And my comment was from a poll that was taken. I wasn't there. This was secondhand information. I'm not revealing my source because it was done on youth. But in this poll, 100 plus teenagers, high school up, 100 plus high school students. It was asked how many of them knew their father or have had interaction with their father. And 40% of those 100 plus said that they have never met their father. And I put this in this post, and a brother reached out and he was like, no, but we should do another post and saying like, what are the resources for these fathers and blah, blah, blah. And I went back and I said, well, I said, I didn't address what he said, but I went back and said, man, at this age, at the age of teenagers, a high school student, it's no reason why your child should know who you are. You don't need a intercession of another adult at that age to interact with your child. There's no reason. And I went back on a post and put on there like, hold on, brother. because I rebutted you, don't make it feel like I didn't hear you. And that's the premise of this event. Hey man, we ain't all here to agree. But because I rebutted you, man, don't mean I don't hear you, bro. It does not mean that I don't hear you. So let's travel on to sports. Deion them got smashed, bro. I don't know what's going on with the Colorado Buffalo. But I know way before Deion got there, it was so exciting to me to see this Buffalo trollop. Anyway, I got Dream picks, y'all. I think Dream went 9-4, or 9-6 last week. I kind of got ADHD on the count, but it wasn't great. But it was the first week. We gonna give Dream some grace, and we gonna come back for these picks, y'all. So again, it's football day. I know y'all got the little thing at your job. Y'all trying to pick your teams. You know what I mean? Put a $5 on Dream picks, y'all, and then cash out me when we win. Hey, cold jab. Yeah. See that gamblings. I'm gonna get us sued. Anyway, Dream's picks, y'all. Dream got the Dolphins to beat the Bills tonight, y'all. Ooh, I don't know about that one, Dream. I don't know about that one. Dream has the Raiders to stomp out the Raiders in Baltimore. Sorry, Dad. I got to read this verbatim because Dream is a funny dude, y'all, really. Chargers beat the Panthers in Charlotte. But be honest, who's really watching this game? Who I got on the Chargers for fantasy football? Never mind. Cowboys beat the Saints in Dallas. The Lions topped the Bucks in Detroit in the game of the week, in my opinion. Oh no, man, the Bucks look good, boy. The Colts beat, that's going against your team, Dream. So I see you now with the picks now. The Colts lose to a loveless Packer team in Lambeau. Ooh, he taking the Packers over the Colts without love. Okay. The Jaguars beat the Browns in Cleveland. Shout out to the return of Jameis, man. Jameis will be back in the Cleveland uniform. Jameis is hilarious to me. Sam Darnold and the Vikings lose to San Francisco in a revenge game in Minneapolis. Second half, Seahawks top the Patriots in Foxborough. It won't look like it at halftime, but trust me. Okay, he's saying that the Patriots going to come out looking good, but the Seahawks going to come back and smash. The Jets beat the Titans Nashville in the Battle of Mid. Dream, what you know about mid? Boy, let me proceed. Giants lose to eternally rebuilding Commanders eternally rebuilding Commanders in DC. The Rams beat the Cardinals in Phoenix. Russell Wilson rides all over his old Broncos in Denver's. The Chiefs beat the Bengals in Kansas City, which, boy, look at here. Joe Burrow, boy, you got me trying to find a quarterback in fantasy football, man. Tighten up, bro. Please. I need to go get, I think I'm going to have to go pick up Patty Cake, Bakersfield, baby. Anyway, the Chiefs beat the Bengals. The Texans curb stomped the Bears on Sunday night in Houston. The Eagles beat the Falcons on Monday night in Philly. And he said he was 8-4 last week. Hopefully he'll do better this week. Okay, all right. I like the picks, Dream. I like the picks. I'm surprised you didn't go with the Bucks, but thou shalt seeth. Thou shalt seeth. All right, y'all. We're gonna do a little bit of news, man. And then we're gonna jump right on into my I guess I might want to call them rants for the day, but now I got broke down the presidential debate, so we're gonna bust that down. let's see how I want to do this here. St. Pete City Council approved rezoning of the 22nd Street corridor. The St. Pete City Council unanimously approved the rezoning of the 22nd Street corridor on September 5th, providing previously zoned for industrial use only. The corridor will now support mixed use purposes, including residential, retail, and office development. I think it's incredibly progressive of the city of St. Pete to consider this industrial mixed use zone. And I think it's going to take the city forward into the 21st century. What we are doing is creating an entertainment district in the city, and it's really going to create a focal point of arts and allow people to live there as well. Said the chairman of the warehouse district, who y'all planning on thinking y'all finna take over it all. The city council announced me approved rezoning, but the final, I ain't finna keep reading all this, y'all. They rezoned this 22nd Street, y'all. I'm excited to see what's gonna happen there because with St. Pete College building right there on 22nd Street, it gives the area a more futuristic look. And I think all the buildings now got a match. You know what I mean? So I think it'll absolutely, you know what I mean, pump up 22nd Street. And I think that we should also go back in on the city about the Manhattan Casino, have them repair the facility, have them upgrade the facility. I don't know why this wasn't put in the raise deal. Have them upgrade the facility and then call me. So I can, yeah. Food and beverage manager job. Call me. That's what you do. Call me. My next story, y'all, because I done got my brothers on this because I vacation, then I vacation. Like I take a cruise because I don't want to be bothered no more. And it becomes a time where I can't fix nobody else's problems. It's just me and my spouse, and we cruising whatever family members go. And then I take a vacation. But when the thing about cruising is like once you get out to a certain part, all y'all be trying to get the internet packages and all that. I want my phone to start ringing. Don't call me. Anyway, alleged Carnival Cruise Glory casino scam results in $100K loss. Briefing of this story, y'all. It was two dealers from another country who was chip stealing and passing out the wrong payouts. So basically, what they were doing for those gamblers on roulette paid 36-1. You put 3 chips on that, and you should get 3 times 36. But we only give you 100 and pocket the rest. Ain't doing the math right now. I'm just breaking it down brief. So yeah, they were hitting people like that. Like they wasn't giving you the full payout of the odds that you bet. And in the midst of gambling, you might not really be paying attention to. Hold on, let me count my chips while I put this next bet out here. Cause they'll pay you and go to. Y'all put your bets down. You ain't counting them chips, man. You take out the same pot of chips and start putting it down. So, yeah, they 2 dealers from Peru were using that technique, and they defrauded the casino out of thousands of dollars. They was hitting the players and the casino, paying out wrong pots. They were giving free buy-ins, so you buy into the tournament, and the tournament costs $150. They have an option that, you might get a free buy-in, so they put in 2 people for free buy-ins, take the $150. So they say that this scam cost the casinos more than $100,000 on a cruise ship. I say that for the people, y'all. Everybody that lost to get their money back. Man, give us our bread. Yes, thank you. Give us our money back. I don't know if I lost or not, y'all. I don't know. I need my money back. Thank you. Appreciate you. Absolutely. Okay, my next story, y'all, and this is the piggyback off my team, man, the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club, who absolutely went in on this nonprofit sector and how they pulled the funding from the well and did the backdoor flickaroonie. Yeah, definitely, Sean. Oh, man, Sean, you in there, dog? Boy, you got a staple in the city, man. Stay right there. Don't go nowhere. But the nonprofit sector, somebody calling me toll free. I'm gonna start prank calling these people and calling me on live on air, y'all. I should do it right now. Hello? 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 They didn't give me what I wanted. I was finna, yeah. I'm gonna practice that. Anyway, this story right here. So they went in on them snatching the funds from the well and giving it to the Gulf Coast Jurist Family Foundation. They only did this in a 3-month, plan, and I guess it was seen that they was not suitable to handle this to them in their eyes or whatever. So, but then I seen this story. It says that a doctor who was an investor who accused a company of having ties with a troubled local prospect settled a lawsuit and have left local families there left with more questions than answers. They say Dr. David Wink reached a confidential settlement with the owners of Big Storm Brewing, but that deal didn't mean much to the victims of the Center of Special Needs Trust Administration. They still want to know, where did the money go? They say Dr. Vick invested $3 million in the Big Storm Brewery back in 2021. And Rick alleged that the owner, L.J. Joe Govani, and his father, Leo Govani, engaged in theft, embezzlement, and laundered millions of dollars from the St. Pete Center for Special Needs Trust Administration. The elder Govani was accused of siphoning over $100 million from the center and is facing his own legal trouble from the Florida Attorney General Ashley Moody. So, one of the investors of Big Storm Brewery bailed out and said, filed a lawsuit like, man, let me get my money back. Y'all over here spending money. I don't want no business to deal with y'all. He silently, confidentially closed the lawsuit. And then the FBI launched this investigation against the St. Pete non-front for missing $100 million. Not going to go into that now. So they say back in 2021, Paralis is a guy that received a settlement through the Vaccine Injury Compensation Program. What is that, y'all? I didn't even know it was a vaccine settlement injury compensation program. This man was deemed mentally unfit because he took the vaccine and it vaccinated him. Okay, so he received his settlement, and they said that they counted on St. Petersburg Center for Special Needs Trust Administration to protect her son's future. But in February, the center filed bankruptcy and notified that the $2 million of Javier Daniels' money had vanished from the trust. The Center Foundation, Leo Govani, stands accused of siphoning over $100 million in funds that were intended to help people with disabilities, but instead loaned it to other businesses under his control. 7 months later, Perez received a letter in the mail from a victim specialist with the Tampa Bay FBI division, notifying her that her son is a possible victim of a federal crime. Okay, so so the lady got a letter from the FBI saying her son was a victim of a federal crime, and Govani done ran off with the whole bag. 1 million. 100 million bag. Mind you, they shut down a well who received $8 million to do a project in 90 days because they felt it wasn't sufficient. 100 million disappeared off the table. Wasn't no oversight. Wasn't nobody paying no attentions. We just ran off with the bag. That's crazy, man. That is crazy. I can't. When you talk about equal rights, it's we still in a society where we face way more scrutiny and stipulations than our counterparts, because it's no way 100 million should vanish from anywhere and no one knows what's going on and what happened to the programs that were supposed to be provided. And you take that and you put on the other hand a program where they were given 8 million. And I thought long and hard about this here. I think the only reason why, and this stuff, the stuff that I talk about, I think the only reason why the well lost this, because she hesitated just a tad little bit too long. Because what happened? The powers that be told them, don't mess with them over there. And that small hesitation gave them the opportunity to backdoor. She got backdoored, man. Yeah. But this is what we face as a community. And when we provide services to our community versus $100 million gone. So it is what it is. I'm going to go back up here to the top of my page. And this was interesting because I think this is perfect to end this segment. And when I was getting prepared for this show, I was looking back through the clipboard on my phone. I don't know where I copied and pasted this from. I don't know if I wrote it. I don't know who to give credit. But to end this segment, I'm just going to read this statement. There's a shift. There is a shift happening in St. Petersburg and its mindset. We can either be mad about it, what's happening here, or do something about it. What are you going to do? So it's a shift in the mindset. So what are you going to do as the citizens, the taxpayers, and as the leaders of the community? It's a shift. People thinking differently. People looking deeper into things. People not just continue to allow you to tell them anything anymore. So I just took that statement. I don't know who I got it from. I wish I can give them credit, but yeah, I agree 100%. Presidential debate, y'all. If y'all in the chat, hey, tell me who y'all think won. But this is my breakdown of our presidential debate. What I did here is I went round by round. I tried to extract what was stated to directly address the questions of the moderator. Boy, I bit off a lot. Yeah, they definitely ran off with a big bag. I took on a lot, but I got through. All right, so presidential debate. So first thing I seen was Kamala step across the line of scrimmage and go shake Donald Trump's hand and introduce herself as, "Hey, I'm Kamala Harris." This was a psychological play, and I equate it to that stare down Mike Tyson used to give you while the ref was giving his instructions. Might be like this. And I don't even think Trump acknowledged. Yeah, you know what the hell was happening. Not to say that, but he wasn't intimidated by the play, but it was a power play. Round one. The commentator question was the economy better than 4 years before? Kamala says that she will implement an opportunity economy for the middle class, and she will do a $50,000 business startup tax deduction, which I would love to see how that works as a tax preparer. And Trump reply was he implement tariffs for other countries. Kamala says she will build on the aspirations and hope of the American people. And Trump cut for taxes substantially and increased the 20% tariff on other countries. So basically, to better the economy, Kamala was saying, speaking about the middle class and business startups and opportunity economy, and Trump spoke on tariffs and how much he would bring from other countries as far as tariffs, which was rebutted by saying that will cause inflation because the prices will actually be passed on to the consumer. Round two, abortion. Trump state that he used 6 Supreme Court justices to send Roe v. Wade back to the states. Kamala says she will sign into law a bill that will put Roe v. Wade back into law. And Trump would not answer the question if he would veto a national abortion ban or not. Again, good debate. Topic wise and staying on the topic was kind of weird. So it wasn't really a lot that they really put out for as what they were going to do for as abortion. More of feelings and appeal to the American people. Round three, immigrations. Kamala says that the Democrats came up with a bill, and they say that Trump called the Republicans to kill the bill. I remember this. It was a border bill, and it was said that Trump called on his Republican constituents to kill this bill and allow the border to remain open because they knew this would be a great political strategy for them. In immigration, I don't even know why. Trump said that they're eating the dogs and the pets in Springfield, Ohio. Trump said he would use the National Guard's U.S. soldiers and local police to deport immigrants. And Kamala says the Supreme Court gave Trump immunity. He will weaponize that against the people. And Trump says he probably took a bullet in the head because of the rhetoric of the Democrats. So when we get to talking about immigration, ain't nobody talking about no dang on immigration. Other than the people is eating the dogs and cat in Springfield, Ohio, which was immediately fact checked. Was weird. Very big sound bite right now. And yeah. Round 4, fracking. I guess fracking is drilling for oil. So Kamala said in 2020 that she would not ban fracking, and she said she's responsible for the largest. They say that they're responsible for the largest domestic oil surplus. Donald Trump says that they will immediately end fracking if elected. Round 5, peaceful transfer of power. Trump says that Ashley Babbitt was shot by an out of control police officer, and he said that he had nothing to do with that. Kamala said that she was at the Capitol the day of the riot, and 140 law enforcement officers were injured. Trump told the Proud Boys to stand back and stand by, and he says that it will be a bloodbath if an election is not going his way, and says he received 73 million votes. So hold on, let me go back. Kamala said that Trump said the Proud Boys will stand back and stand by, and stated that he said it will be a bloodbath if the election is not going his way. And Trump said he received the most votes of any American president of 73 million votes. Round 6, Israel-Hamas war. Kamala says Israel has a right to defend itself, and we must come up with a two-state solution that includes Palestine and Israel. Trump said if he was the president, this would have never started at all. Round 7, Ukraine, Russia. Trump claims that if he was the elected president, he would have the Ukraine-Russia war over within 24 hours. Kamala said that if Trump was the president, Putin would have taken over Ukraine with no help from the U.S. or its allies. Round 8, Afghanistan. Kamala says she agreed with Biden withdrawing from Afghanistan, and says Trump bypassed the Afghan government and did a deal with the Taliban and invited them to Camp David. Trump says he got involved with the Taliban, sent the Taliban picture the leader of his home, and told him F around and find out. That's what he said. He said, hey, I sent the picture of his crib, told him mess around and find out now. Round 9, race and politics. Trump says Kamala can be whatever she wants to be. It's okay with me. I don't care. Kamala said that Trump uses race to divide the American people and was investigated for not renting to black families in his housing structures. Round 10, Affordable Care Act. Trump says he inherited Obamacare, saved it, and has concepts of a plan. Kamala says there were 60 attempts by Trump to get rid of Affordable Care Act, and says the act does not allow insurance companies to deny people for pre-existing illnesses. Round 10, climate change. I think this round of time where I got knocked out, y'all. Kamala says clean energy. There will increase clean energy and manufacturing, and Trump kind of said nothing. I think he climate. I don't know. I don't know. He really didn't address the climate change. And Kamala said he think climate change is a hoax. Okay, so that was my recap. I did not recap the final statement because, as I said, I think I got sleepy by that time. Definitely. But that's my recap of the presidential debate. As I said, I actually want to see another debate, and I want to see them stay topic bound. Like, let's stay in the topic. Let's not be talking about one thing and then we ain't even got the immigration yet, but we talking about immigration when we're supposed to be talking about something else. I think that both parties we're baited into the what you did and you ain't did, and us as the people, we want to see, man, what the hell you finna do? The Harris campaign did state out some plans. Trump says he has a concept of a plan, which is concerning. But I'm still down the middle, and I'm not gonna say I'm down the middle. I'm reporting as nonpartisan. This is what I seen. I'm not going to announce a winner of this. I'm just going to say that they both won because I feel like they took more initiative to get their shots off. And for the people to win, I would like for them to actually address what are you going to do about the Israel-Hamas war? Uh, what are you going to do as far as there being a peaceful transfer of power? What are we going to do as far as the immigration situation? What are we going to do as far as abortion? What are we going to do as far as our economy? I think that we need to. I want to hear y'all direct address the topics, man. Let's stop fiddle faddling. Address the topics, man, and tell us what you plan on doing. I don't want to hear nothing about going back and forth for what this person did or what that person did. I think the people deserve to hear what you're gonna do. It's just where I'm at, the voice, y'all. So, what I got, like 15 more minutes, 14 more minutes? In case you've been under a rock, last Sunday, on the way to the football game, Tyreek Hill was pulled over and detained by police officers in Miami. It was several triggering things in here with me, y'all, and I'm gonna try to hit all of them. First things first. I am not. If I have the right to remain silent, I don't have to answer none of your questions. As an officer, you can't get an attitude if I don't want to answer none of your questions. If I have a right to remain silent, I'm not allowed, if I exercise this right, I mean I'm not allowing you to ask me any questions that will be used against me in a court of law. So the aggression with the stop, because I probably would have done the same thing. Here go my driver license and roll my window back up. Here go my driver license, insurance. I don't want to answer no questions. Can you just give me my ticket so I can go? I'm really terrified. That's another topic. And for a person to exercise their Miranda rights should never qualify an officer to get an attitude. I don't have to roll my window down. This is a regular traffic stop. If you feel like I'm a threat, which as a black man, I'm automatically a threat. But if you feel like I'm a threat to your safety inside of my vehicle, then I think that you should be able to remove me, pat me down, not go through my pockets, because you only can pat me down to make sure I don't have a weapon on me. And I shouldn't be handcuffed. Just how the procedure go. I'm going to say this with the most honest, earnest respect. I'm going to look at the camera on this. I have police friends. Ooh. Yeah. It's 2024. I'm active in the community. It is a police officer that I can, hey man, what's going on? Hey, I need your help, King Jab, to go do this, or we need help about this. And if it's something in the community, I ain't got to compromise myself. Hey man, absolutely. That's our relationship. One of my good friends is a SRO officer. We talk on a regular. And I have full, I'm saying to say that, bro, I did 10 years in prison. And it's sad to say we can have this topic of discussion later on if you want. Anybody that's been to prison with me might agree or disagree. It's sad to say that in that time frame, I met some police officers or correctional officers that was realer than the inmates around me. And it's not that they was walking in, sagging their pants or half. I'm talking about the way they dealt with us as men. So don't get it confused. Now, with that being said, back to, I don't have to talk to you. I don't have to talk to you. I don't have to banter back and forth. You have a Miranda right not to say nothing. If I was pulled over by any one of these officers that I know, I ain't got to talk to you. Here go my ID, here go my registration, here go my insurance information. Boom. Whatever you pull me over for, figure it out, come back, let me know, let me go on about my business. What I seen happen to Tyreek is what some people from other races may never understand, may never experience, may never even take the time to sit down and digest. But it happens to us all the time. Happens to us on the regular. We have no human rights. At this time, we are subject to be either treated fairly or completely disrespected as a human being. Officers will come to the window and they talk to us black men like we're children, or like they're slave owners and we're slaves, or like I'm the judge and jury right here and I'm talking to you like you're finna be convicted, or you're my son, or you're my little boy right now. This is what they do. They little boy grown men. So to see them snatch him out the car, handcuff him, no conflict resolution. One officer get pissed off. I'm going to join my homeboy because he pissed off, so we gang banging. Shout out to Charlemagne the God. Charlemagne the God said, I would have called ICE because I ain't know what the hell was going on. That's my point right there. Black man, open your eyes, bro. The extension of white supremacy has been handed to the Spanish male. These officers all had broken English not their first language. And their disrespect and disdain for black people was shown on a public platform. It wasn't the white officer, because it's not the white officer no more, man. The white Klansman can operate right now in the nonprofit sector and steal $100 million. The real Klansmen are the Spanish males that call themselves white. Let me correct something now here. One of my very best friends, and we've had this conversation. One of my very best friends, man, Tiny, man. Call him Tiny, 6'6". I would say he's 300, but my dog done lost some weight, man. One of my very best, dearest friends, I'll move a mountain for my dog. Nope, not won't be one question asked. And we've had this conversation. So even with us having this conversation, we done been in certain points where he told me, Jab, you gotta learn Spanish. I'm like, man. But when I digest it, he's saying this because people talking around me and they disrespecting me. And he was like, man, I need you to know what's going on. Because I ain't gonna really say nothing to them, but I know, you know what I mean, if you knew what was going on, we could check this. So yeah, my prophecy to you is you need to learn Spanish. Know what the hell these people saying about you. But I also know that the Stop Woke Act, the removal of the DEI, got somebody calling in. I ain't got time for you right now. The removal of DEI, the removal of Black history from our schools. All of this came down from our governor, which is a Spanish Klansman. Look at what Ted Cruz is doing in wherever the hell he at. These people have taken the reign of white supremacy in order to destroy our history. Like, our teachers can't have a picture of Malcolm X up in the class no more. Listen to what I'm saying. Your teachers can't have Obama in the classroom, but they're mandated to teach our children about the Holocaust. This is what they're putting in position while they're in power. So, me watching these Spanish males exude their extension of white supremacy on a multi-$100 million NIGGA? Come on. This is where we at now. Look at what's happening, man. I just had surgery on my knee. Man, these people just invested hundreds of $millions in this man and y'all throw him on the ground? It's an investment. What else is triggering to me? Parents. It's 3 whites that they want to put in the lives of your athletes. I'll be careful now. It's 3 whites and or Spanish now, because it's extension that they want to put in the lives of your athletes. So they want to get them a white woman, a white agent, and a white financial advisor. The relationship. You're getting arrested. You're on the phone with your agent. Drew, come help me, man. Come. This is a foster relationship that we need to intercede on, because our agent should absolutely be everybody that look like Rich Paul or follow behind Rich Paul's footsteps. Our athletes that don't make it to the league, they should be our agents. Drew. I don't even know his full contract, but let's say Tyreek Hill got $100 million. No, let's say he got $50 million signing bonus. The moment that check got cut, Drew got his 10 to 20%, y'all. That wealth should be coming back into the household and the communities of our Black agents. Financial advisors, the same. We have way too many athletes right here in St. Pete, and they financial advisors ain't tell them, hey man, go buy that empty lot right there on 22nd Street because they just rezoned it. Oh, go buy that lot downtown. Man, you can get it for this right now. They just sold a lot downtown for $10 million. The financial advisors is not telling them to put the money back into the hood. That's where the problems start at. They can't advise them on buying property in South St. Pete when it's going to be one of the most profitable cities ever. And third, the transfer of wealth. The white women. Patrick Mahomes theory. Your daddy married a white woman, you get a Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes married a white woman. Look at their kids. They're almost no black in them. When Patrick Mahomes kids marry a white woman, the transfer of wealth has been complete. When you die, all the money is now, all right. Hey, y'all, this King Jal, the voice of the people. Thank y'all for joining me. I'm up out of here. Up next is my boy Adrian with If It Ain't One Thing, It's Another. I might say this
WUJM, St. Petersburg, 89 Jams.
Hi, I am Sister Hughes, the host of Gospel Show on 99 Jams, Radio 99.1 FM. And when I